Listen, dear, I realize that you've been hurt deeply because I've been there. But regardless to who, what, why, when, and where, we're all precious in His sight. And a rose is still and always will be a rose.
Okay, I'm filming this part. I'm gonna film this part with my phone. Matter of fact, I might film all this shit with my phone, just to be honest, cause nigga don't really feel like trying to pull out that camera and work that shit, like at all. But this is the thing. This is what's supposed to happen, yo. Okay, so I have a child's my child's father, my oldest daughter, who is 7 years old, has a father who is in and out, of her life. To be honest with you, y'all know. So my child's father has a fiance, a baby mama, a girlfriend. Been with her for 4 years. I don't know nothing about her. The only chick I knew about was the other chick, Ebony, who was pregnant at the same time with me. Now, mind you, I'm not rose from concrete. Y'all know my story. I made that child while I was in my addiction. I wasn't paying attention. I was high. Mind you, he's a predator to me, so I believe he looks for females that are high, that's not paying attention, because he's done this repeatedly. Find girls who ain't got no kids, that's out there living that life, knock them up, and fuck their life up some more. So if you ever come up off them drugs, now you got kids to take care of by yourself. And I take full responsibility for my decisions while I was out there in them streets. But you are part of her life, and she yours. The DNA test has been done, so I mean, and you still pretty fucking trifling. So this is gonna be my first time meeting the lady that has been taking care of my child for the past week. Mind you, he told me that he was gonna be taking care of my baby, because he had found a local job in Houston. He drives trucks. So yeah, and so much other stuff. Just the fact that I wouldn't even let her go until she could talk. And then the fact that I let her go, and everything, all the reasons I didn't want to let her go, come into fruition. It's just like boom, you got my baby hopping around basket to hand, he in the basket. If you knew you couldn't help or you couldn't take care of her, all you had to do was say that. Now this girl got my child and didn't even know about this baby. Whoop, stop. We're gonna stop right there. The next time you see me, we're gonna be talking. Me and that lady. Me and her. Okay? Bye. So I'm sitting here right now with Miss April. Miss April is my child's father.
We have children by the same man.
Y'all have been together how long?
7 years.
So my daughter is 7. This is my first time meeting her, like I've been saying. And that's who's been taking care of my child. And when we sat down and started to talk and compare stories, turns out we have the same stories, pretty similar. So I decided that all that beefing, all that being mad at you, I don't even know you, and I really don't even fuck with him like that to be, beefed up about who he with. But the fact of the matter was, I sent my child with him, and he hadn't told me nothing about who was at his house or what would be happening, and that's the reason I waited until my little girl was 7 years old to ever let him take her. Mind you, I made this child when I was in my addiction, and I wasn't paying that much attention to nothing. I was high, right? But fast forward, I'm sober, I'm clean, I'm making sure that I take care of my children, but the responsibility of taking responsibility for my actions from when I was out there, all that is what this is about. I can't get mad at her, and at a certain point, I really can't get mad at him, because he's just doing what he's been doing, all he knows how to do, obviously. There's a pattern here that I want to talk about, where and this is not just him, he's not the only man that does this. this has to be something that's being done by a lot of men, because there are a lot of, I'm not going to say ruined women, but women that have been damaged and now have to go through the process of being healed from some of this stuff. But she's younger than me, right? And then there's another girl that's between us, and she's younger than me, but a little older than her. And he has babies with all three of us. Mind you, there are other women that he has children with that I don't know. I ain't never met the kids. I don't know, you know. And these are young. We young. I'm 34. This young lady is 30. I believe Ebony is probably 32. And our children are up in age now. I know my child is 7. My little boy is 4, but that's not his child. But the fact of the matter is, he caught us when we were young, when we were down, when we were out, when we needed some help. And he takes advantage of that. Like, and there's a lot of men that do that. It's a lot of men that do that. And then what ends up happening is, if you have these slew of women with these children that are mad, angry, upset because we ain't getting no help from the man that had messed around and told us all these lies about how he loves us and gonna be with us and all this shit there. And now we got all these kids, and he's still around here living his best life. Around here living his motherfucking best life. We mean that bitch. Building all kind of motherfucking speaker systems and shit in his trucks and shit, and I'm over here scrapping and shit, trying to make sure the kids have clothes, you know, because they gonna always be fed, but clothes and shit. I gotta pay for the daycare by myself, and you know, put gas in my car, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with taking care of my responsibility, but I didn't do this shit by myself. None of us did this shit by ourselves, and at some point, we gonna have to start making these men take responsibility, and at some point, we gonna have to take responsibility and start getting along with each other and start co-parenting with each other, even if it means we gotta co-parent without that man. Mind you, I'm still sitting here with Miss April, and the reason we decided to do this video is because I definitely want to create a flow where it's okay for us to say, okay, we got the same child's father, we got the same baby daddy, and maybe, just maybe, he told us both the same lie, and we're both struggling, so we should co-parent together. This thing is more about the children. It's more about me reaching out to these young women that are in this situation and letting them know it's okay to talk to that other woman, you know, if she's talkable, approachable, and try to work something out to where y'all ain't both so stressed out and hurt and in pain and struggling. Because see, if we got together as women, we could shut that shit down. So with her, I don't really want to get into too much of her story, because I don't know how much of it she want to say. We're not going to put on camera because she's not me. You know, I came to do this more so than she did, but she's in agreement with why I'm doing this, so she's here for it. Do you have anything you want to say about the situation? Because at this point, we're just meeting, and we've already talked on the phone and already made the decision that we're going to work together, and we're going to make this work with our children, because they're brother and sister. And she didn't know, and I didn't know. She didn't know. We both got blindsided.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of times as women, I feel as though we get upset with each other.
She just articulate this shit way better than me, right? Go ahead.
I feel as though a lot of times as women, we get upset with each other, and we let our emotions of the other woman, regardless of if that woman is currently still in a relationship with someone we have feelings with, or if they're not in, we're no longer in a relationship with that man, but like we have commonalities, like these children together. It's sometimes as women we get emotionally wrapped up in just life, that we forget about coming together. And when we come together, we can definitely see when we come together. We can you know, lies will be the truth will set you free.
Right.
And the way I feel is, if I would have not been an approachable person, or just judging her based on things that I've heard her,
Whole that thought, now I was unapproachable, baby. I got on the phone and was just maniac, whole maniac. This child got my baby. I don't even know who this lady is. Why you got my baby with this lady and I don't know who this lady is? But she was so calm, so smooth, cool, collected, baby. Calm me down, you know, let me get it all out and everything. Somebody gonna have to be mature. That's just what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Somebody might have to be mature. You might have to be mature if you gotta be mature.
Yeah, and that's I'm glad you said that, because sometimes, and then it's not that the other party is immature. It's just that at that time,
right,
you're feeling so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I was hurt. I was hurt.
So ladies, whenever you do try to handle your situation as a woman, as we should, make sure you keep everything in mind. Make sure you keep in mind and have empathy when you try to feel how someone else feels. Empathy. Make sure you have empathy for the way that the other person is feeling. Because if I just would have based off that first conversation and said, "Oh Lord, she crazy. She crazy." You know, she crazy. You know, I would have missed out on the deeper meaning and the deeper message. You know, which is that we are both struggling with some of the same issues that are presented to us by the same individual. The same individual has caused us both a lot of pain. The same individual has lied to us and tried to turn us against each other. The same individual would just die if he knew this camera was recording right now, for the world to know his dirt. And sometimes, you know, it's been to me that the way society views men, they can do all of these things. They can do all of these things, and they'll never really quite be judged the same way that a woman will. So, now right now, sweetie, go back. And so I said all that to say this, ladies, whatever you going through, no matter what you going through, pray to God. Whatever you going through, no matter what you going through, pray to God. Try to have understanding with the other woman. And you know, we black women are seen as society as angry, bitter, uncontrollable, gold diggers, users. Black women are seen under all of these negative, perpetuated stereotypes.
All that passion.
We have to, in order to raise our children, me and this woman both have daughters that are sisters.
Period.
I don't want to raise the type of woman who's broken and beaten and battered.
Looking for that same nigga that came and messed us around.
Looking for somebody to tell them that they beautiful.
Period.
Looking for somebody to tell them that they're worthy.
And let me tell you something about you sorry ass niggas that know. You bitch ass niggas that be knowing that them girls be broken. You looking for broken girls. You a whole fucking predator. Them same niggas that'll get on Instagram, Facebook, and all these other social medias and talk about women like a dog, talk about the older women like dogs, how we all upset, mad, ran through thoughts and all that shit there. You want virgins. You want that brand new pussy. You know who got brand new pussy? 14, 15, 13 year old girls. So I look at you sorry ass niggas that's always on social media talking bad about women. I don't care what race they is. I look at you like perverts. I look at you like the type of nigga that'll destroy a little girl because you like new pussy. You want that tight brand new pussy. Yeah, you don't want no woman that got problems, issues, that done been through some shit. You want some brand new. Yeah, somebody that don't know better. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all at this point, cause see, you the motherfucking problem.
You know, it's ladies.
Predator.
Ladies. One of the best gifts God gave men was us. God could have left Adam in that garden by himself, but he needed a helper. God said he needed a helper. And ladies, we, for that man, for that king, we need to be that helper. But at the same time, we cannot want and expect a man to give us something that he does not know how to give us. So ladies, I said all of that to say this. There are a lot of good, I'm not on here to bash black men.
Period.
By no means. I love my black king.
Definitely.
But I love a king.
And we got issues.
Not a joker.
Issues
I love a king.
in the black community that need to be addressed. It's It's not and if this shoe don't fit, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's ain't for you.
You know where we coming from. If this ain't for you, you know where we coming from at the end of the day. And then the sole purpose of this video wasn't to bash that man, but more so to show you women that it's possible, because at this point, this is us just meeting, and we've already made the decision that we're gonna have to co-parent together. We're gonna have to do for each other what he's not willing to do for us. You understand? That means that when she needs time off, I'm willing to take her babies. When I need time off, she's willing to take my babies. If I can help her financially, I am. If she can help me financially, she is. You know, there ain't gonna be no mine and yours. They're ours. This is the rebuilding of the motherfucking village at this point.
And I know that might sound strange to a lot of you, feeling like they being friends. You know what? We have children. They got the same blood.
The same fucking blood.
It don't make no sense. And you wonder why a lot of people have brothers and sisters that got different mamas and daddies and they not close. Because the women weren't willing to do this right here. This is necessary,
and
right?
This is necessary because this is what's gonna shut all that shit down. You see, because once we start getting together and giving each other those breaks that we need, those mental and emotional breaks that we need, we can better cater to our children the way they need to be catered to, the way they need to be raised. You see, because once we start focusing on this new generation of children and we start giving them our all, we can change the new generation of men that come out. We can really start changing the tone and how these little boys are being raised and how they're being raised to view little girls like the objects. And these little girls are being raised to view these men, these little boys, like they are everything. So here it is, you're setting these little girls up for failure because you're teaching these little boys that they're objects, and then and they don't know how to be kept. They're not being taught how to be kept, and you're teaching these girls how to keep them. These little boys ain't being taught how to be kept, but you're steady talking about how to keep a man, say how to keep a man central. Stop doing that shit. Start teaching these little girls how to love themselves. Start teaching these little boys how to love themselves. And you know how you start teaching these little boys and little girls to love themselves? The mothers. And you know, the mothers gotta actually love themselves in order to be able to teach their children how to love themselves. And when you're dealing with some of these niggas that make you feel like you ain't worth a motherfucking thing based on the way how they treat you, then I mean it's kind of hard to get that love that you need to give to your kids through that. Yeah, we gotta start alleviating some of this pressure off of each other so that we can do a better job at raising our children, even if we gotta raise them by ourselves. We gotta rebuild the village. The village gonna have to come back. We need the village.
And it's gonna take time. You know, it's gonna take a lot more women following suit to see to reap the good, you know, from this. You know what I'm saying? I would like to for everybody to see that in due time when our kids grow up, that this decision that we made to come together ultimately helped our children be closer.
Their children's children. I mean,
yeah.
Don't have to go.
You know, one day I don't want my, you know why, ladies? Look, for all of you ladies sitting there saying why. Why on my end? Because I don't ever want my daughter, whose name is Ariel, to knock on her daughter's door and to say, you my sister, and I'm going through this and I'm going through that, and I'm grown now, and you grown and we family, and I need your help. I don't want her daughter to say, well, your daddy was my daddy was in the house with you and your mama, and I just to have some kind of animosity and to not feel like they sisters because they sisters. They are. And that's what's most important to me. I want my daughter to know that she got a big sister out here, you know, and they family.
Just
you know?
take stepping out of your pride, man. Put your ego to the side and really look at the bigger picture, man. Them babies got their whole life. We live half of ours.
I'm thinking about the day when I get too old.
Right, you know.
You know, she got a sister and brothers who got her back. You know, And that's important, you know?
At some point, we gotta stop waiting on these niggas to do what they need to do. They just ignore. These are not men. These are like the boys. The boys playing, living out their truck toy dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, you play with trucks all your little toy, all your little boy life, and you get older, you still a little boy in a man's body running around in trucks. That's what you do. And you still a little, you know, priorities. But then, you know, like I said, I take full responsibility for my actions. I can't get mad at that. I didn't pick that dude. Oh, it happened. I was high though. I was high, y'all. Shit. I was high. I was high. Shit.
I was just lying. Nick just flat out lied to me. Look. Nick flat out lied to me.
And then I would just keep saying, no. It happened though. And I was a beautiful girl. She got a beautiful little girl, a beautiful boy. I was a beautiful little boy. We need to be beefed up, man, when we could be mashing and getting this cash and helping each other, because I be needing the motherfucking breaks this time. She be needing the motherfucking break, and he gonna give us no break. He give us a break. This was my video for the day. I just hope that y'all got something out of this. You know, this will probably be something like a series, because we'll probably start filming a lot more our interactions, and it'll probably still be this way, because I'm not, you know, I'm not in agreement with putting nobody on camera that don't really want to be seen, but I do appreciate her for participating, because this means so much. This is the rebuilding of the whole fucking village, the very fucking beginning. Yeah, it's time to rebuild the village. But the purpose, and I said again, the purpose of this video basically was the rebuilding of the village. You women need to know, man, it's time to really come together, man. You got time to be playing with each other like this, bro. These niggas are tricky, bro. These niggas out here really losing their motherfucking mind, but they think it's, and then they think it's a game. Like, they really think that this shit go. Yeah, they think that shit fly. Yeah. They really think that shit fly. And I ain't gonna take nothing from the fact that I was out there doing what I was doing, man. But when people change, man, and they change for the better, especially, and she got, and you still didn't want to help me. Like, you still didn't want to help me. So it wasn't the fact that I was on drugs that kept him from doing what it was he needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Because when that changed, he still wasn't helping me. When my mama had my kids, he wasn't helping me. You know, and like I say, I'm still gonna say it again. I take full responsibility for a lot of the shit that went down before how they was made and shit. Because I was out there wilding, but I ain't out there wilding no more, man. And at the end of the day, bro, I didn't do that shit by myself. You know what I'm saying? And it's full pressure power. So at some point, you know, it's supposed to come through, but you can't make nobody help you take care of the child. You understand? And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Having babies for these niggas, thinking it's gonna keep you, that ain't gonna do nothing but make you mad. And you're gonna be mad at that baby too. Some of us ain't got the emotional maturity it takes to raise a child that we know was made with a nigga that didn't give a fuck about us. Let's talk about the ladies that get mad at them kids because you mad at the daddy. I got a whole video for y'all. Hey, roses! Can y'all see roses?
To ask us why we is to ignore from which we came. Mama stood in the scene when asked why the roads that grew from the concrete had damaged petals. On the contrary, we would all celebrate its tenacity. We would all love its will to reach the sun. Well, we are the roses. We are the roses. This is the concrete. This is the concrete. And these are my damaged petals. These are my damaged petals. Don't ask me why. Don't ask why. Thank God, nigga. Thank God. Ask me how. You see, mama's just a little girl